All right, so we are looking at the systems. So the first system we have is the muscular system. Now, big thing that I need you to remember, big thing, is we study them individually, but remember that they all work together. So I'm just going to write at the top, all systems work together. I take one away and we're in trouble. All right, let's get started with the first one. So the first one is the muscular system. So just right beside it, right? Muscular. All right, I'm going to put the names in one color, and then we're going to put the parts next to it in another color. So the two main parts are going to be my muscles and my tendons. Function. The function of the muscular system is movement of the body. So I can move my arm, I can move my leg, but don't forget about the organs. We talked about that in another one. So I need my stomach to move. I need my intestines to move, my bladder. Another function is going to be posture, your abs and your back. And then we're going to put an and, produce heat, to maintain body temp. So when you get cold, you will start to shiver. That's muscle movement, and it's going to produce heat to help maintain that body's temperature. So when we're looking at main functions here, main functions of the muscular system is going to be movement, production of heat, and posture. Those are going to be some of the big main functions. The next system we're looking at is the skeletal system. So with the skeletal system, we've got some main parts. We've got the bones, ligaments, we've got the cartilage, and we've got the joints. So, functions. The main function is going to be my framework, protection, produce blood cells, and storage. So when we talk about framework, we're talking about support, like being able to stand on our legs. And that support is going to be internal support. So on the inside of the body, we're going to see that internal support. And inside of our big bones here, we're going to make red blood cells. We're going to make white blood cells. And we're going to make platelets. So these are my blood cells that I'm going to find. Red blood cells are going to carry oxygen. White blood cells are going to help fight diseases. And platelets are going to help clot blood. So when we talk about main functions, so my framework, my support, my protection, and produce blood cells, those are going to be some of the big ones here. The next system is our lymphatic system. So this is showing lymph nodes all throughout the body. So remember, we did lymph is watery fluid, med term. So lymph is watery fluid. So what are the parts of my lymphatic? So we have my lymph vessels and nodes. Functions. We already talked about this, right? So we're filtering fluids. From the body to the blood. We're going to help fight off diseases and any other organisms. So when we look at this, okay, this filtering fluids is going to be part of our transportation. And then the second part, the fighting off diseases, is part of our immune system. So we've got transport in there, and then we've got the immune system in there. So let's look at our next couple of parts. The next part is the urinary system. So with my urinary system, we have the kidneys, the ureters, the bladder, and the urethra. So I'm going to draw you a quick picture here. So we've got our kidneys. I know it doesn't look like kidneys. Okay. So this is my kidney. Okay, and we've got a tube coming from each kidney. And the tubes coming down are my ureters. Here's my bladder. And then the tube coming down is my urethra. So everybody's got the kidneys, we've got the ureters coming down, filling the bladder up, and then the urethra is the tube that I pee out of. So what are we looking at the bladder to do? We're looking at it to filter and regulate the composition of the blood and body fluids, and the blood and the body fluids and eliminate nitrogenous, so like nitrogen, nitrogenous waste. So Remember so we're seeing filter again. We're going to see body fluids either being gotten rid of or absorbed. So we can do some absorption in here. And kidneys are going to be my big one for homeostasis, or my urinary system is. So we're looking at the balance, right? My homeostasis. Big ones that kidneys are in charge of is my water, my acid base, and my pressure because of my water levels. So these are three big things with homeostasis that we're going to see with the kidneys and the urinary system. Next one is the reproductive system. Reproductive. So in a male, we are looking at the testes, we are looking at the sperm, we are looking at the penis, the prostate, and the seminal vesicles. All right? Or we're looking at a female, where we're looking at ovaries, eggs, fallopian tubes, the uterus, or the vagina. Okay, so we've got our guy parts on top, our girl parts in the bottom. And so what is our function? What is the point? And produce offspring. That is a function of the reproductive system. The last system we are looking at is the digestive system. So we've got our swallowing, we've got our liver, we've got our stomach, we've got our intestines, all that stuff. So digestive parts: mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, intestines, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Now, pharynx is not a word we've seen. It's a fancy word for throat. Okay, so what is the function? The function is to physically and chemically break down the food, absorb, let's move this up, nutrients, and eliminate waste. So we see another absorb in here, another eliminate. So when we're starting to look at these together, we can say, okay, digestive system is absorbing and eliminating, and yes, we're breaking stuff down. We can see urinary filter, we're absorbing fluids, we're also eliminating waste here. We can say that we're filtering in the urinary. We're also filtering in the lymphatic system. So we're going to start to see some similarities between the systems. And we're going to stop.